Good day. You all know we always start with our 5 minute story time. And of course, today's 5 minute story time is all about a world traveler who, well, it's not all about her. Let me just say today's episode is all about her. You know, we have two giveaways, and the 5 minute story time is always something good, intriguing, that's going to help you stick and stay for the best hour of your day.
Guys, we're talking about if you're a type of person, how many of you out there have traveled in around the world, around the country, or just within different social networks, professional networks? It helps to be able to speak multiple languages, and that's what we call code switching. Be able to switch up your language. Like for me, whenever I'm in the North Carolina, Tangwai, Fidna, those are actual words in our culture, country culture. But when I go to a corporate setting, I can say I can use more corporate types of speak, and we have an expert in that today.
The Bud Files, I know that you're an expert, just like TWP Popcorn. Y'all are experts in a certain region, but you know what? Thank you for coming in here. And of course, TWP Popcorn, thank you for putting in hashtag the home team. Y'all know Gail at Night is the expert at code switching. So let's get on with it because even Coach Mary Ma herself, code switcher extraordinaire, is here, but she's hanging out in the background just saying, hey, everyone, putting in hashtag the home team.
So I got a great 5 minute story about speaking different languages, and it's pretty humorous. It's a true story. It involves my grandmother. Are we ready for the 5 minute story?
Let's go.
All right. Now, you've heard me sometimes. Those of you that are new to the channel, there are several times I've mentioned one of the greatest women in the world I ever knew. Her name was Johnny Beatrice Dance. That was my grandmother, my mom's mother, and she was a character in her own right. She was very, very outspoken. She loved to cook. She loved to go out into the yard and do things in the garden. But she also had the itch to travel. My grandmother got married when she was 17 years old. Granddaddy was 34, but we're not going to talk about that. But we're going to
Hold
talk.
on, your grandma was 17 and your granddad was 34 when they got married.
Yes, when they got married, grandpa was 34 and grandma was 17 years old.
That's a different story. Y'all
That's
know
a
our
different story
guest
from a
today
different
has
day.
has had two husbands herself. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about all the things.
But grandma, even though she was a parent and a wife early on in her life, she never lost her sense of adventure and her desire to travel. So, of course, when grandchildren came along, family vacations became the norm. We pack up the van, we rent a car, we rent a van, and we would go and we would travel to places like Florida, Georgia, Canada, New York. And we would always end up going to a theme park. We did the boring grown people stuff first, and then on the way back home to Virginia or North Carolina, we would stop at a theme park and have fun for the children as well. Well, just like most grandmas and grandpas, my grandmother and grandfather did not ride at amusement park rides. They instead chose to sit by and people watch.
I thought
Yeah,
your grandfather was okay with rides.
he was okay with games. He played a
Oh,
lot of the
yes.
games there. He was like an expert in some of those games. I don't know how he was able to pull that stuff off. But my grandmother, just so you get a visual description, looks nothing like me. And I say that is because she's very light skinned to the point of almost being racially ambiguous. Some people think she's Puerto Rican. Some people thought she was Italian. Some people thought she was of any other culture, but they just did not identify her as Black or African American. So apparently, this happened when we were at this theme park. They were sitting there resting, and we would
Uh-oh, Aunt Ania.
some of us children was happened to sit nearby because we weren't allowed to ride big roller coasters then. So we were waiting for the adults to get off, and my grandmother was sitting there, and this lady of some Hispanic origin came up to her and in her language asked her if she had a lighter for her cigarette.
Oh,
And my grandfather
she
was
just assumed your grandmother could
was
understand her because they looked like they would be speak the same language.
exactly. My
Hmm.
grandfather, who was a smoker, was not nearby at the time. So the lady says repeatedly, she's asking for a light for the cigarette. And my grandmother, in her most proper Latina accent, she said, "I don't speak English."
English.
And
In case you Cynthia TV, I'm sure you speak more than one language, and I'm sure if you're native, you would not say
I
I
don't,
don't speak my
no, you
native
gotta say it right.
language.
I don't speak English. Well, my
Oh my
grandfather,
goodness, Lawrence, let me tell you,
to
this
sum up the
is
story, my grandfather showed back up when the lady was holding her cigarette, and she said the same thing in her same language. My grandfather just figured it out by her actions. He said, "Oh, I certainly do have a lighter for you, ma'am." And he lit the cigarette and said, "You're certainly welcome." And the lady walked away, and we had the biggest laugh of the year.
oh my goodness, Lawrence, don't laugh because you know what? And in KG Cynthia TV, this is interesting, right? Anna Mia, I'm sure we all have had these situations where someone has come up to us and they're talking in another language, and we're thinking, okay, maybe I can figure this thing out. Our guest has definitely figured all of this out because she speaks all the languages, not just multiple languages.
Cultural languages, but the language is different aspects of business as well.
Oh yeah, corporate. She speaks children, she speaks adults, she speaks business because she's worked in all of those industries, has raised children, is raising children, had husbands. And so y'all know for you married folks, that's a whole nother language to be able to speak, not
And
just
speaking
from a
of which, to everybody
perspective
out
of
there, a
boyfriend.
whole nother is just a whole nother word.
A whole nother is not a real word. One of Corey's coworkers thought that was a word. Like another is a word, an other is a word, like two words, an other thing, but a whole nother is not a real word, y'all. Let's get our guest in here because, of course, we are streaming not just to our channel, G Albert, but we are also streaming to Coach Mary Ma's channel. And G Albert is just coming back from our neck of the woods in Virginia, and so okay, Gwen's rocking to Aretha.
You ain't gonna see us, dog.
And so, of course, Coach Mary Ma is definitely trying this thing for the first time where she's broadcasting in all the places, but she is extending a welcome to all of the champions, saying, hey, champions, thanks always for coming through. Of course, she also speaks the language of politeness, consideration, compassion. So let's bring her in right now. Corey, go ahead and give her a welcome so that while everybody puts in hashtag the home team, no matter which channel you're on, I think you can put that in and it will help you get into the first giveaway. So let's go for it.
Today's featured guest is none other than a reset coach. When I say reset coach, she is a person that can help you reset your life like the old reset button on the Nintendo games, the Super Nintendo. She's a person that can help you reset your life when you're like trying to recalibrate your engine because the battery died. She's a person that can help you to reset your life like when you gotta reset the clock when the electricity goes out. Okay. She is a coach. She is a coach that is greater than Tom Landry. She is a coach that's greater than Joe Gibbs. She is a coach that's greater than Bill Walsh. She is a coach that's greater than Tony Dungy, all combined into some of the greatest NFL leaders of all times in American football. She is a coach better than Pat Riley. She is a coach better than any of the NBA coaches that have ever coached championship teams. It's time to bring in for the morning greeting our featured guest, Coach Mary Ma.
And the crowd goes wild. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Good morning, everybody. I can't believe that all that description is about me. I almost am I in the wrong live stream? Thank you so much for your kind words. And I am so blessed and honored to be part of your channel. We've come a long way from my beginnings in YouTube, and today is a real pleasure to come on your panel. Thank you so much for the invite.
Well, thank you very much for being here. And we want to say good morning to you and to all of our guests. We just want to get started and dive right into some of the things we want to talk about. So
you all know what to do. First of all, you subscribe to Coach Mary Ma because not only does she have a YouTube channel, but all of her information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Coach MaryMah.
I gave a lot of sports coaching references, but are you coaching sports? Or are you coaching people to play the game of life? What are you coaching?
No, wait, we're just going to show them. We're just going to show them better than we can tell them, right, Coach Mary Ma? Because when we go to your YouTube channel, let's talk about this reset method that you have, because you have reset several times in your life. I'd like you to tell us what reset means, because I see it says become limitless and unstoppable. I want to hear about reset because, of course, you have been married twice. You have not had any children of your own. However, you raised a child within your marriage, within your second marriage, and you're currently raising children right now. We were just discussing getting kids off to school on time and all the things that moms have to do in the morning. So you're still a mom. And then on top of that, with being the reset coach, I want to hear about this method because you've had to reset so many times, from when you lived in Cameroon, where you're from, to when you've traveled to Spain or Senegal or Belgium, all these different places to live and to study. So you've done this over the course of your life, and you're still a young lady. So tell us, what is the reset method? Please explain the reset method.
Thank you. The reset method is my way of using resilience. The R is for resilience. The E is for experience. No, the first E is for education. And then the S is for strategy. The second E is for experience. And the T is for training. So it's a 5-step process that people can employ to reset their lives. And I am talking about people who think that they have failed because they are a failure in life, because they have failed in some things and they have given up on themselves. Meanwhile, they could just flex their resilience muscles to dig deep and find another way of doing things, or they could use education, one, to unlearn their limiting beliefs, to relearn the things that can help them to grow, and to learn the new skills that they need in today's world as we are in a changing world. Or they could just use a different strategy to approach life and pick up themselves. And most importantly, they could use lessons from their experiences to build back better. Because like I always say, in everything I do, I don't lose. I win or I learn. And that's how people should look at their experiences. All the challenges that we have gone through, if we focus on the lessons, it's going to help us to always bounce back when things don't go the way we planned. And of course, the training, like especially in the changing world, you have to adapt to the environment and also the opportunities around you. And that's why I have my tech coach, Laquita.
I am your tech coach.
Done a tremendous job because at each moment, like they say, every day is a new learning.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I have to interrupt because just for everyone listening, Gail at Night is doing all the dances there, and she's dropping all of your links to follow you on Instagram at Coach Mary Ma. Follow you on YouTube at Coach Mary Ma. You guys know those are the places that are in the video description and all of that. But the reason why Coach Mary Ma has me as a tech coach is because Coach Mary Ma has been an exclusive, an elite woman all her life, where she's always had a chauffeur and a service car. I had to get explanation on what a service car was, y'all, because all of her jobs with the UN and UNICEF and all these different NGOs or non-government organizations, aka nonprofits around the world, that's what they call them in other places, like in Germany where AJ's road tripping is. So, hey there, AJ. This is where Coach Mary Ma has always had, like, she was that person that woke up, the driver came to her house, got into her service car and chauffeured her to work or home or to the grocery store or to shop.
Confession time, Coach Mary Ma. Just tell the truth. You
it's
are
confession time, because like now I am stuck because I have to learn how to drive myself.
Right, so that's where you're like, I gotta learn.
You used to work for the Black Panther, then you one of his spies out there going around the country, going around the world trying to get information for Wakanda, weren't you?
Look, Coach Mary is just a lady. And go ahead. Go ahead.
I have been like when my sister always reminds me, don't think that you are back home or in Senegal where you have your chauffeur around. You have to I don't have time to drive you where you're going today. Please go take the bus if you don't want to drive your own car. And I can tell you, I am so limited because especially during winter, I don't see myself going out in that how many inches of snow to go stand and wait for the bus. And I live with my younger sister, and they live in the residential neighborhood where they don't have a lot of buses passing because everyone has a car and stuff. So you could wait, like during the weekends, you could wait for like 30 minutes for the bus. But during the week, it's more frequent. And so I am so stuck, and that's one big project that I have.
That is helping you
I have a driver's license, but I've never driven. But I have to start using it now.
Yes.
It's a big profession.
So in other words, you got to reset your transportation life, right?
Absolutely.
And this is good because I love the reset method because you're living it. This is why you're saying, like, I know that anyone can reset because you, having had so many prestigious jobs all around the world, again, studied in Belgium, and you all, these are, when we say speak every languages, I know that for you, the languages that you speak are English,
English, French, and
French,
Spanish,
and Spanish. And then are there any other
and
languages?
a lot of local languages.
Right. And that's what I was going to say, because I know that people that they might have local dialects. So you also speak different local dialects as well as what you're saying, because Sweet Ree is listening in.
Hi, sweetie. Everybody in the chat. I am, I am so focused on the screen. I'm not seeing the chat. I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Please, you are so welcome. I greatly appreciate your time. You always, and the support. It means a lot to us that you take time. You could have been doing anything else, but you are here following us. So back to the languages. Before we colonization, we had our local languages.
Mhm.
And the thing about our local languages was every tribe, like every village was autonomous. So
Yes.
every village had their own language and
Yes.
their own chief, their own government, and all of that. So when colonialism came, they brought their language with us.
Mm.
And in Cameroon, we were colonized. Part of the country was colonized by the French, and another part was given as a trusteeship to the British. I don't want to even think about all the dividing and things that they
Right.
did. But
Right.
they left their legacy for education and language. And so, like in most other African countries, they have the language of the colonial masters that remains, which is
Mm.
the language of education. But we have a lot of local languages.
How
And
many of those do you speak?
I speak like 15 different local languages.
Wow. And so this is the reason why I'm asking this, because of course that is another way to travel the world in the way that you've done. Because what happens is when you, and I'm saying this from someone who only speaks one language for the most part, I understand bits and pieces, but from other linguists like yourself, you've also studied languages and you've learned languages around the world. But they say that when you know one, then it's easier to comprehend other languages also, or to learn more quickly. And so I know for you, that's one thing that you've done. Not only have you just been able to speak these 15 local languages, as well as Spanish, English, French, or English, French, Spanish in that order, but you've also, when you've been working for these NGOs and living in different countries, and not just outside of the United States either, because I know that you would travel back and forth to Baltimore, Maryland, to where when you were during your second marriage, as well as to present papers in Chicago, Illinois, or in Wake Forest, North Carolina, at the universities there. So all of this is speaking the language of travel as well, because of course, we're here with the home team right now. So people are putting in hashtag the home team. They've landed here. If you all have not, make sure you do that so that you can get into this first giveaway that we're about to do in about 2 minutes. So for people that are like, okay, I'm here, I'm on the home team, I know where I am. But when you're traveling, you have to also have your travel life ready. You have to understand how travel works, how to behave, how to speak in different places, because in the airports, you're traveling by plane. You have to behave a certain way or they will put you off and cancel your flight.
I,
So
I am lucky to be a journalist by training. And during my work life, I started working immediately well, I did a year in television before going to development communication. But immediately I was working in international cooperation and development. And we had partners that used to travel every time and come along. So I was organizing those travels. And so I was used to picking people from the airport, arranging their travels. So before I started traveling myself, I
you
had been
learned
used to
the language of
welcoming
travel.
a lot of travelers. So I learned a lot of things during that time. And that's even what helped prompted me to love traveling.
So I have a question for you, because AJ is road tripping. He's in Germany looking in, and he said to be just bilingual is seen as a feat in the US, but 15 local languages. And of course, that does not include the others that we mentioned. I do want to mention Coach Mary Ma because we're getting back to reset, right? You are the reset coach, and so of course that does include education. Tell me again the reset method, RESET, because I'm sure it's not going to help reset Gwen's Betamax. That's an old, outdated VHS system or something.
Good grief!
That's
No,
a video tape.
they can enter in the training part of it, so they can train how to use this new technology. You know, when we so he can use the T in the reset for training.
Oh,
Because when the information boom came up, they said those who have information are rich and powerful. But now those who can use information technology are more powerful and richer. So now it's not only information, but information technology. Hey, boss, that's my other coach.
oh, hello,
That's my
hello.
marketing coach.
Yes, I know. I've watched
Thank
your
you so
channel,
much,
like,
boss, for everything you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is good. I think we're just about ready for the first place pony. If you all have not subscribed to Coach Mary Ma, thank you, Gail at Night, for dropping all of her links. She's on YouTube at Coach Mary Ma. She's on Instagram at Coach Mary Ma. Her Buy Me a Coffee is Coach Mary Ma. So Sweet Ree is in there chatting it up. But if you have not, Nikki, put in hashtag the home team. We are ready for the first place pony. So of course, the everyday life of an OCDish chick is familiar with your platform. She loves your channel. I love your channel. I love Nikki's channel, The Everyday Life of an OCDish Chick. So it's a wonderful family here. And I do appreciate the way you speak the language of gratitude because you're always showing so much love, Coach Mary. So look at you. You're in this comment saying, thanks always, everyone. You know, this is what I'm saying. And look, The Everyday Life of an OCDish Chick. Yep, I'm part of Coach Mary's family.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, for anyone that is just coming in, put in hashtag the home team. We're about to run the first place pony, and I will give you a quick recap of what we've come to so far. Coach Mary Ma is the reset coach. She's about to say what reset stands for so that Corey can put that into the first place pony. Coach Mary Ma has traveled the world, studied in Belgium and Cameroon and Senegal, presented her own papers in the U.S., all around the U.S., all around the world, because also in Senegal, South Africa, and different places. So Chicago, Illinois. She has had 2 husbands where she raised a child in her second marriage. She does not have children of her own. She's currently raising children, helping a family member, chasing behind kids to get on the school bus. And she has the reset method for absolutely every one of us. So Abuse Insights with Dolly and Salmon, I'm sure you're familiar with her. And thank you, even though you missed the notification, we appreciate you as well as True Mamie for coming in. No, True Mamle, I'm sorry. Yes, True Mamle for coming in. Tell us the reset acronym so that Corey can add that to the first place pony.
Reset acronym is R for resilience, because we all have a track record of having bounced back from the things that we thought we couldn't. E for education, which includes unlearning limiting beliefs, relearning good habits, and learning new habits that will help us. S for strategy, which stands for changing the method. If you've been doing one thing and you don't have the results that you want, change strategy. And then the E is for experience, which you can really tap from the lessons from your challenges. And the T is for training.
Training. Got it. So you got all that, Corey. Resilience,
education, strategy, experience, and training.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to remind everybody in my channel, please, if you don't have Blind Life, his wife and their life, please subscribe to their channel, and they have a lot of amazing. You can read the description below, and every time you come here, you are not disappointed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So EK is in there. So make sure you all put in hashtag the home team. We're ready to run the first place pony. So we have a giveaway right now, and the word is in there as well. Make sure you put in hashtag the home team. Corey's going to say something, and then Coach Mary Ma will say something, and everybody will see their name scroll across the screen if they put hashtag the home team. All right.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Because remember, even if you're watching from Coach Mary's channel, you can get into this drawing. So just put in hashtag the home team. I think that's the way it works. Go.
So, Coach Mary Ma, I am going to actually make the horse race announcement. And when I say bring, when I make that gate sound, bring, you're going to say, and they're off, okay? No, actually, you're going to say reset. Say reset, all right?
Okay. Say reset.
So when I say bring, you're going to say reset. All right, here we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another run of the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live. First place pony derby. In this race today, we have an all-star jockey. He's such an all-star jockey. He wants to be resilient. He wants to get educated. He wants to have a new strategy. He wants different experiences, and he wants training because he's trying to load up that beta player so he can look at all the old movies him and Gwen made. So what do you say to that? Bring!
Reset.
All right, let's see here. We've got Ania Nia, TWP Popcorn, EK, Coach Mary Ma, Unicorn Lady Tech, HBS Road Tripper, Ania Nia, Abuse Insights with TWP Popcorn, Geo's Vlogs, Oh, wonderful.
Congratulations, boss.
That's it. We got it in. So see, this is good training as well, Coach Mary, because that means when you're streaming, whoever is the host of the channel, then all of the comments can come in and everyone can win if you do a giveaway. So you see how that works.
Absolutely. This is amazing. And that's why they say information technology is true power.
Absolutely. You know, True Momly is congratulating right along with Abuse Insights with Dolly and Salmon. We've got Coach Mary Ma in there. Even how are you? You're doing so much. Wow, you are really the reset coach. The everyday life.
I'm a communicator.
You are. You know what? And that's the wonderful thing I love about your story, because you truly are a communicator. All of those newsletters that you would create to consolidate the information from these different world projects. You all know how you read those fancy articles and you're reading, studies on how they develop this over here and develop that. Coach Mary Ma is one of those authors that would condense that info down into information that regular folks could understand. And of course, like AJ's Road Tripper noticed, she speaks 15 local dialects plus English, French, and Spanish. So she's a lover of languages. And look, Geo's Vlogs H-Town is a lover of winning, saying, I won. Yes, you get first place bragging rights right here on Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. So Healthy G-Mom is in here as well, along with Unicorn Lady Tech. And so it's so good to have everybody congratulating and welcoming. But we typically take a coffee break right about now. Before we go into our coffee break, we do want everyone to know that Gail at Night has dropped the link. I know it's on our side, on our channel. She's not a moderator on your side, so she didn't drop it there. But for the winner, her link has been dropped. Y'all check her out. I do want to ask, before we head into our coffee break, which is just a shout out to our sponsors, I'd like to ask you, Coach Mary, with you helping people to reset, do you prefer that they contact you on Instagram, on your Buy Me a Coffee? Do you prefer that they just watch your live shows and tap in? What's the best way for people to discover you and then to get a deeper relationship with you?
Thank you very much. I think I've been actively online for 1 year, and I've been doing a lot of talking. I think now it's time to go deeper, and I would like for people to contact me. If they want reset, they can contact me through my Instagram, direct message me, or buy me a coffee. And it's
I'll show you Buy Me a Coffee page also.
Yes, or in my Buy Me a Coffee page. So either way, I really want to go a step further now, from just talking to really implementing the recipe. Let's do the cooking now. We've been talking a lot about everything that we have to do. Let's start now doing the cooking. Let's see what we have, which ingredient we have to put first. We've been talking about all the ingredients. Now it's time to cook.
All right. That's a great analogy. And I know you did that specifically for Chef Laquita Marie. So she's always talking about cooking. Guys, if you're just joining us today, hey, we're talking to Coach Mary Ma. She's the Reset Coach. She helps you to explore how you can reset your life through resiliency, through education, through changing your strategies, I'll say strategic change, so I keep that in the front, through experiences in life and taking all that and applying some training so that you can reset your life and reach the goals that you set for yourself. We're going to be talking to her about how she uses Laquita's SBT formula, the big three of small business strategy, which is StreamYard, Buy Me a Coffee, and I don't know why I can't think of it.
Canva.
Canva.
Yeah, so you all know this is her Buy Me a Coffee page on the screen. That takes us into our coffee break, of course. And after that, we will be talking about the SBT method.
C, right?
SBT. I don't know. I gotta look at the acronym.
StreamYard, Buy Me a Coffee, and Canva.
Oh, it's supposed to be SBC. You're right.
Yes, SBC. StreamYard.
That's why I was messing it up. Oh goodness. Let's just reset. David Hunt says reset. Let's just reset, And you know what, Coach Mary? You're inspiring people because EK speaks 6 languages. Healthy G Mom only speaks a couple because, she speaks the bad words in French and English. And so I think most of us, we do. But, Abuse Insights with Dalian is saying, I'm learning a lot about you, and this is the reason why we do these types of broadcasts. So this way we can really get a deeper insight, not just hear the message that the person is putting forward, but to really understand that this person knows their stuff from a world perspective or from experience, because like you said, one of those E's is experience. And you have that, having worked in the travel industry, having traveled so much yourself. So thank you, David Hunt, for jumping on the like button. And Tamika Davis, thank you so much for tapping in because, we got Wally as well. So we're going to head into our coffee break. So this way, you know what? Coach Mary, can I just settle this before the coffee break?
Do you like okra?
Because Wally is saying, I speak no okra. I know you love okra, Coach Mary. I just know it.
I'm telling you, they are just talking. They've not eaten real cooked okra. Because when you smoke the fish and you put it in that okra, you are going to forget your name. Wally, I promise you. David, I promise you, if you eat okra cooked in Africa, like I'm talking about the one in Africa, in Cameroon and Nigeria. I also studied in Nigeria.
Right.
We eat almost the same things. If you eat the okra that we cook, I'm telling you, you forget your names. Don't mind all this talk about I don't know, no okra, because you don't know how to cook it, or people around you don't cook it.
And I cooked a gumbo yesterday. I cooked a seafood and chicken gumbo. I call it chicken, but it's not chicken. But I cooked a seafood gumbo yesterday, and there was a mock chicken in it that I make. But look, it had the gumbo. One of the words for okra is gumbo, like that.
Gumbo is in French.
Yep. See, thank you. Thank you for helping me because you know all the languages. So
gumbo is French.
Yeah, and like what, Gail at Night is repeating your information. Any okra haters just ain't never had it cooked right.
That is it. Exactly.
Well, we are going to get right into our coffee break. So we are going to definitely thank the folks who have made this happen. We're going to see you in just a moment. We're going to add you to the green room and we'll bring you back momentarily. So get a drink of water and reset yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody. If you want to be down with the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Home Team, you can take this coffee break as time to go to blindguyhiswife.com. When you get there, check out all the special features, but don't forget to click the green coffee cup so she can say,
"What you doing?"
I can say, "Girl, you know what I'm doing. I'm about to stir it up like Coach Mary Mock can stir up 15 different languages in one sitting. I'm gonna stir it like coffee."
So all you have to do is go to blindguyhiswife.com, scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen. And of course, when you get there, you'll know you're there because you'll see us as well. Lots of people have supported our brand and our channel and everything by simply heading over to Blind Guy His Wife. That is where you can find all of the live schedules, you all. So if you're wondering what shows are coming up, they're updated weekly there. And of course, you can always scroll down and see how to support us through Buy Me a Coffee. We are big advocates for that, and we'll explain it later because Buy Me a Coffee, when you click the green coffee cup, yes, you can literally donate to the channel, donate to the brand, and we definitely shout you out and show our appreciation. Corey cannot see, his eyes don't work. He has been blind for over 25 years. So we let people know that definitely if you want to buy us 25 coffees, we'd appreciate that as well. But keep in mind that all of these things are not possible without the support of people that have poured into us and helped us along the way, including you all as you watch right now, because we know that every view makes a difference for our channel.
Thank you for watching, and remember, this broadcast is powered by StreamYard and by viewer support by members like you. You can also become Down with the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Home Team by remembering that you can be a sponsor just like these people that we're going to thank right now by saying this broadcast is brought to you in part by promotional considerations paid for by the following unmuted sponsors.
Yep, let's get into the Oh, you know what? I guess I should also make sure that you all can hear the sponsors because I have music playing in the background. Let's get into the sponsors. Thank you all. We do appreciate every last one of you, including Coach Mary Ma, one of our latest members.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks. Supreme sponsor, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden of Elizabeth City State University.
Supreme sponsor, Hampton Mosaic Festival. Supreme sponsor, Portsmouth Behavioral Healthcare Services. Supreme sponsor, Jamestown Settlement.
Supreme sponsor, private school in Colorado.
Supreme sponsor, Alternate Roots.
New member, Coach Mary Ma. New member, the J. Jordan.
You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
All right, you all. Thank you for coming through and checking out our guest today, Coach Mary Ma.
Yes, we are here with Coach Mary Ma. She's a Hall of Fame caliber reset coach, helping you to sit down somewhere and get your life straight. Reset is an acronym for her 5-step technique.
I don't think that's what it means. Thank you, Gail at Night, for heading over there to Coach Mary Ma's channel and moderating as well, because get set the record straight, because Urban Gardening Chronicles don't play that type of talk, y'all.
Yeah, reset.
Y'all know she's Jamaican. She will set you straight.
Reset is a way for you to sit down somewhere, and not sit down, but sit down somewhere and get your life straight. The R stands for resiliency. You got to be resilient and bounce back from different adversities. You got to have education. You got to educate yourselves in order to learn new things so that you can get out of old mindsets. You got to have a strategic change. If one thing is not working, and as far as reaching your goals, switch it up. Call an audible. Call another play. You got to have experience. You learn from those things that those things you've done in the past.
This sounded more like Mary Ma now, Coach. I like this.
And then training. Y'all women got to be trained on how to act right, so y'all don't have to reset your life 50 million times.
I need some help. Urban Garden Chronicles, come through. The everyday lady.
Nikki, training on, and whether that's training and learning a new skill or updating yourself with new technology. And that's what we're going to talk about, because Coach Mary Ma has spent lots of time in lots of different countries learning the code switch up her language, switch up her not just the language, cultural language, but her professional language. And part of her professional language, she's been receiving some pretty darn good coaching herself from the SBC trifecta, which is StreamYard, Buy Me a Coffee, and Canva with Chef Laquita Marie. So we're gonna bring Coach Mary Ma in.
Wait, not before. Make sure you check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's Urban Gardening Chronicles words, not me, Corey.
She's Jamaican, right?
Yeah, I told you she's gonna get you.
Good girl. Me not scared of you. We come to your house and we bring more fire.
I know she packing Urban. Look.
Yeah, if you got a husband, I'm going the other way. I'm just joking. I'll be racked from afar.
Let's get back to our guest. We are going to bring you in because Abuse Insights is saying, true words, my brother.
Abuse Insight, I need to come see you right now. Where are you located? I'll book a first-class flight on Ethiopian Air to get to you.
Gina versus Gina. We're going to stop the chatter. We're going to bring her back in. And welcome back, Coach Mary Ma. Hello.
Is she muted?
Oh, yeah, I think you're muted. You might be muted. Tamika Davis, let us know if you can hear me.
Okay, thank you. I want to welcome everybody who is coming in. Delian is Jamaican too, but she lives in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. And
Just bringing those lights.
Trumamle is Ghanaian. She lives too in the UK. So
Okay.
I have all my global audience following me. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and all, even those who are going to watch the replay. You are all resilient champions.
We appreciate that. You know, Gina versus Gina is in here chatting it up right along with Precious Pieces. Everyone's in here today because of you, Coach Mary Ma. Of course, I'm going to do a quick reset because, of course, you are the reset coach. You have your reset method that you've been using to help people all around. And of course, I'm usually claiming that I'm Nigerian. So just because True Mamle is here, I'm definitely Nigerian today.
No, she's Ghanaian. Trumamle is Ghanaian.
Oh, well,
You
I guess
lost
I'm
because you got
Ghanaian.
2 Jamaicans.
Well, we are all Africans.
I know, but I keep saying I'm Nigerian, then I'm Ghanaian when the Ghanaians are in the room. Today I was Cameroonian. I'm everyone, like you said. Okay.
No, we just say you are a global citizen.
Yes. So we'll do a quick reset so that everyone knows what we're talking about today, because you, the reset coach, Coach Mary, you are a world traveler from Cameroon. However, you've had such prestigious jobs. Y'all remember, she's a kept lady. She does not drive today because all of her jobs she's had a driver and a service car, right? Basically a chauffeur as well as a car if she wanted to drive it. But she was like, nope, I'm just calling the driver. And, when she was in Belgium, she would do that in Spain, and, all these different places, working with UNICEF, working with the UN, working with all these projects, compiling these newsletters of all these different projects around the world and developments. And of course, she's had 2 husbands, raised a child in her second marriage, raising children right now. And so, look, Coach Mary Ma is here telling us that not only are we all one, like True Mamle is saying, but of course, she's also here to tell us about this training, how we can reset. Because part of the training, someone asked earlier, what is going on? Can we reset my wife's Betamax? And of course, Betamax is an old situation. It's like an old VHS, right? But for you, what kind of training are you going to advise people if someone comes to you and they say, okay, Coach Mary, I hear that you are working on learning tech because that's going to help you. When you were doing your newsletters, there was a team of people. How are you coaching people with your reset method? Are you pointing to any one thing to tell them, well, look, use StreamYard, use Canva, use Buy Me a Coffee, or are you tapping into what resources do they have? And you're pulling from them so that they can explore what resources. You tell us.
Yes, thank you so much. The core of reset is to know yourself, personal awareness. And how do you know yourself? I have my SWOT analysis that I use with any person comes to me, I take them from where they are at in their journey. And so we do a SWOT analysis, which analyzes.
I think I know strengths, weaknesses, opportunities,
and threats.
Threats.
Absolutely. So when you do an honest SWOT analysis, because remember, I worked a lot in NGOs, so I think treating life as a project cycle is the best thing, because it helps you to always do an analysis of where you are at in your journey and the things that you need. So when you do a SWOT analysis, you know your strengths and then you know your weaknesses. And in those weaknesses, you can look at, is this thing something that I can learn, or I can pay somebody to do it, or I can ask for help? So your weaknesses, you identify your weaknesses, not to lament over them, but to know where to ask for help.
So I have a question about this, because we have another Nigerian here, Business Talk with Kay. I know.
Hey, Kay.
Yes, Badass is here, right along with Mac Anthony, Jaquavius Johnson, and Yoga with Goga. One of my favorite Kenyans as well is here. Remember, y'all, we're finishing up this interview with Coach Mary, and I'm reminding you all, because you're new, this is the first time the old people are hearing it too. Hashtag Coach Mary Ma, because there is a second giveaway coming up. So everyone, hashtag Coach Mary Ma. Your content is so powerful, is what Mac Anthony and Jaquavius Johnson is saying. So when you talk about these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats,
that was one person or two people.
Mac Anthony Jaquavius Johnson is one person.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yep. And Coach Mary is from Cameroon, but she has taught and lived in Senegal, Belgium, Spain, South Africa,
Canada,
Baltimore. She's traveled the world, presenting papers and doing all these different things. So this is why she's saying, look, I know that either you're going to have more time or money. So Dr. Tess Coles, yep, that's what Coach Mary Ma was just explaining, that when she does that SWOT analysis, she helps you determine, wait, Coach Mary, how you going to get in the contest? She going to put in hashtag Coach Mary Ma.
I also want to win.
No, put it all together. Put it all together. No space. The Urban Gardening Chronicles did. Okay?
I'm going to win and get it to someone else. I just want to see if I can win.
Oh, wonderful. You know what, Dr. Tess T. Coles, PhD. Of course, we're saying hi to you. You know what? Thank you for that. We appreciate the love. All right. So Dr. Tess T. Coles, she was like, say my PhD, say my full name. We're not going to leave off the PhD. Dr. Tess T. Coles, PhD. Thank you. I appreciate that, because you can mess my name up all the time. All right. Gina versus Gina has it in there correctly. So get back to the SWOT method, because Yoga with Goga knows you. Coach Mary is a firebrand. Love her work and great having her on Mental Health Month. Oh, go ahead. Finish, please, with the SWOT method analysis that you do. Excuse me.
Okay, so you do the analysis to identify what are my strengths, because sometimes we don't even know what we are good at. So you identify the potential that you have, and then for the weaknesses, you are not lamenting over them. You are looking for, if I need to this service and I am not good at it, where can I look for help? Like we say, every coach needs a coach. I know that my weakness is the tech, and that's why Laquita is my tech coach. I know that I don't know marketing, and that's why Boss Life is my marketing coach. So it's you have to ask for help. You can't do it all on your own. And like they say, everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at one thing. You can do other things, but you find help, and it's always together. You can't do it alone, but you have to be the pioneer. And so in the opportunities, you have to always look for the opportunities around you. Know your environment. Be aware of where you are. And then for the threats, also know about the problems or the challenges that you might encounter. And that's when we talk about you knowing the things that are not within your sphere of control, and stop wasting your energy on things that you cannot control. Take your responsibility, use the opportunities around you to grow, to become better every new day.
You're exactly right. I know she used a great sports analogy. People, everybody's a Michael Jordan in some aspect of their life.
Business Talk with Coach K says, I love the Michael Jordan example too.
And that's what I was going to say, because Michael Jordan is a great example. He's the GOAT when it comes to basketball. However, even though he's the greatest of all time, he didn't win a championship with Chicago until Scottie Pippen got on board. So, like you said, you got to identify your strengths and know your weaknesses and your opportunities. And for Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen was an opportunity to address another perimeter player that can make points outside of himself. So that's when the Bulls really took off and began their dynasty. So,
and Corey, speaking of dynasties and nonsense, we have so many good things in here, but Healthy G Mom, for example, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, this is so true. She's agreeing with Coach Mary Ma, but Yoga with Goga is not going to win if he leaves the H off of Coach Mary Ma. I'm just saying, so we want the good stuff, y'all. Don't, because what's going to happen is the nonsense, they're going to say, Laquita rigged it if they don't see their name. So I got to point it out. I want to read this, though, by Mac Anthony Jaquavius. I used to be unconfident and unmotivated. Thanks to Coach Mary, I developed a positive attitude. Now I believe I can do anything. Oh, like yesterday, I scammed this old neighbor of mine for $500.
Wow. So,
you,
Coach
you
Mary
never
Ma,
thought you could scam your neighbor before then. See?
Coach Mary Ma, you're training people how to be scammers, and their
Abs- Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to be authentic, and you have to have values. Hi, Bougie Prepre, you're welcome.
Yes,
You
Bougie
have to
Prep
have
is
values, and scamming is not a sustainable habit.
business model, right?
And because I work a lot in sustainability, you have to do things that are sustainable, things that you don't you are not doing it to harm another person. You are doing your part and leaving some for other people. You know that you live in a world where you have to share. And
Everyone needs help, Healthy G Mom says.
absolutely. So I don't scamming is not a virtue, and it doesn't bring value.
So okay, so Mac Anthony Jaquavius talking about now I'm starting a pyramid scheme all by myself. Thank you, Coach Mary.
Wow.
Well, y'all know what? Follow Coach Mary and find out for yourself. Because you know what? The nice thing about what Mac Anthony Jaquavius is saying is that it does get people's minds churning. Ooh, what is Coach Mary exactly teaching? And then they're gonna jump over there and they'll find out, right? So look, everybody, make sure you put in hashtag Coach Mary Ma, just like Healthy G Mom and David Hunt, because we are down to the last 5 minutes of this episode. You know, we still have to get in our plant-based treat. And of course, we also have to finish up with Coach Mary Ma, because you all may or may not know this, but when she talks about NGOs, she's talking about those non-government organizations, aka the nonprofits around the world. These benevolent, well, I'm not gonna say they're under the guise of benevolence, because a lot of them, they do good things. It's just, you know, depending on where you are in there, an NGO, that's what it is. And her specific space was environmental empowerment. So while Bougie Prepper puts in hashtag Coach Mary Ma, she is a true environmentalist. Bougie Prepper is. While David Hunt and Healthy G Mom and everybody puts it in, please tell us a little bit about the environmental empowerment that you're helping people to make just within themselves, you know, because of course it starts with us. So when people come to you, the reset coach, and they say, you know, I have this challenge, I need help, I want to do this, I want to do that. How are you impacting them? Because each one of us, through our positive impacts, we make an environmental empowerment. We are environmentally empowered. Tell us that.
Yeah, so briefly, I worked a lot in LEAD. LEAD is leadership and a global NGO, leadership for environment and sustainable development. And for us, sustainable development is development that is socially and politically acceptable and equitable, politically feasible, economically viable, and environmentally responsible. But all of these programs, each country specific program, because they are all over the 5 continents in different countries, each country had specific programs. And in Francophone, in Africa, we had 3 programs for Francophone Africa, for Anglophone West Africa, and for Southern and Eastern Africa.
So hold on, wait. I just want to quickly tell everyone, Francophone Africa, meaning the French-speaking African countries, or the African countries that were colonized
by France.
And then Anglophone, which is the English-speaking countries, or colonized by British, and all of those things. So yes, and you know, of course, we have Dog the Cat, another spammer. I think this is Mac Anthony Jaquavius and Dr. Tess T. Cole's accounts. Coach Mary Ma's work in NGOs is commendable. She has my space. I'm a talking dog. She has my respect. I'm a talking dog from space. She's an awesome human. Woof woof. So of course, Dog the Cat is telling the truth, not that he's from space, but that your work in NGOs is commendable. And if any of you are on LinkedIn, Coach Mary Ma does have a network of about over 600 connections that are in that environmental space. So this is where, even though Dog the Cat is just like, let me just throw out some information, it turns out to be true, right? Your work is commendable. And I know there are so many spammers. We just entertain them, Urban. And so go ahead.
Yes, I was going to come down to your question about how can an individual benefit from these environmental issues. Like from the home, just start by separating your garbage, the recycles, the garbage from the compost material. But also we work a lot in eco health. the relationship between the environment and your well-being. And the real question is, can people be healthy in an unhealthy environment? Which means it's an approach to health looking at the connecting circumstances, socio-economic factors, the environmental factors, and their influence over your health, and not only looking at the, like they call the biomedical approach that treats one diagnosis for they treat you specifically for an illness. Eco health will help you to look at your environment. If you have kept your environment to live free from illnesses, which means you don't need the treatment. Like in Africa, we were doing, instead of treating people for malaria, for example, make them clean their environments, remove all the stagnant water that breeds the mosquitoes that bring the malaria. So it's more preventive than curative.
And that's an old practice that you were doing before the NGOs came in. You always had, this situation of preventive medicine and preventive lifestyle, really. So,
Absolutely.
Okay, this is wonderful. For the second giveaway, you all make sure you are putting in hashtag Coach Mary Ma. Okay, Coach Mary Ma, all one word. It's at the bottom of the screen, scrolling, and it's also in the video description right here on YouTube. If you're watching from LinkedIn, if you have not connected with Coach Mary Ma, you definitely can. Even though that is her NGO space, environmental space, they need a reset as well. So if your business needs a reset, if you need someone to come in and coach virtually or in person, fly her out, y'all. She's used to having her driver. She's used to her travel expenses being paid. She knows how to work in that capacity with the private service car and all of those things. So To Be Irish Live, thank you for passing through. We appreciate the love. And Coach Mary is telling you right there in the chat, hey, everyone, thanks always for your love and support.
Well, Coach Mary Ma, we're going to get this second giveaway going. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and you're going to say reset again. All right?
Okay.
All right. Now, She Stole My Thunder is in here. Hey there. Welcome, welcome. And so if you all have not put in hashtag Coach Mary Ma, this is the second giveaway.
M-A-H.
Yes, M-A-H. Now, what you will be winning today is the decision for Coach Mary Ma. You're going to be weighing in. Will Coach Mary Ma open memberships on her YouTube channel first or on her Buy Me a Coffee platform, which is like a Patreon platform? It's a community where you can connect privately and you can commission services and all of those good things. So definitely Abuse Insights with Dalian has it in there. Mac Anthony Jaquavius, you better get into the running if you want to win. TWP Popcorn that says getting that business deduction ready. That's good. He was listening to your advice there, Coach Mary Ma. So look, TWP Popcorn, G. Albert says hashtag CMM. Coach Mary Ma, I don't think that's going to work, G. Albert.
You're going to be still sitting there with that beta, Frank, trying to figure out why you didn't win.
I know. And TWP Popcorn says hashtag fly her out. Yes, Coach Mary Ma is used to getting flued out, right? So thank you, To Be Irish Live. We appreciate that. All right, She Stole My Thunder. If you want to win, put it in there. Somebody is going to vote on the Reset Coach's next moves. Will she open her membership on her YouTube channel first or her Buy Me a Coffee first? Because y'all know she is monetized and monetizing in all the ways. So definitely click the like button if you haven't and put in hashtag Coach Mary Ma. Go ahead, Corey. We're ready.
All right, here we go. Coach Mary Ma, when I count down to 1, you're going to say reset. 3, 2, 1.
Reset.
All right, we've got Bougie Prepper, Gina versus Gina, Business Talk, She Stole My Thunder, David Hunt, Gina versus Gina, Unicorn Lady Talk, Business Talk with K, David, TWP Popcorn, Urban Garden Chronicles, Healthy G-Mom, David Hunt, Business Talk with K. This is wonderful because Kay is a businessman, always doing streams and videos on how to start a business, where to start a business. I was lurking and listening in his last episode.
Every business begins with K.
Yes. So good to have you here, Rudy, with autism. Thank you so much. We have Sister Winnie here as well, but the only person right now making a decision is not Yoga with Goga. It's actually our winner. Business Talk with K. He has to decide. Oh, look at Coach Mary is telling him congrats. I know that was fast, right? To Be Irish. So now, as we get into our plant-based treat segment, which closes out the show. We're waiting for to vote on whether Coach Mary Ma will open her membership on YouTube.
Or buy me a coffee.
That's it. So we do have to ask you this final question while we wait for the answer from Kay. How many fruits and vegetables have you, Coach Mary Ma, had today? People in the audience, Unicorn Lady Tech, Gina versus Gina, Yoga with Goga, and Sister Winnie, they can answer this as well because we want them to be Faves 100 heroes, getting their fruits and vegetables in. So anybody can answer this, Abuse Insights with Dahlia, but you tell us, Coach Mary.
What fruits and vegetables
I had an apple in my oatmeal.
Okay.
So you had whole grains with the oatmeal and you had an apple in there, a real apple, whereas you put the you sliced the apple and put it in there, or did you get that one
No, I sliced the apple inside. I sliced the apple and ate it inside.
Nice. Y'all, that's what we want. We want whole foods and vegetables, whole fruits and whole vegetables that you can see, that you chop up yourself, not those bits where you just buy the dehydrated ones and it has the sugar and everything already. Oh, Gina versus Gina is up 15 points. She's had 3 servings so far today because you get 5 points for every fruit and vegetable. So that's what Faves is, just in case anybody is wondering, like, what are you talking about, Faves? Fruits and vegetables, every spread. You get 5 points for each one. And so 15 points for her. You are up 5 points so far. And look, True Momly is in there laughing. So,
and don't forget, if you want to stay in the loop with information about upcoming events and live streams, text the home team to 757-231-3949. That's 757-231-3949.
Absolutely. Oh, Unicorn Lady Tech has had peaches with breakfast. She has a pear every day. So that's 5 points for the peaches.
So do you have peaches every day, or do you have a pair of peaches every day?
Coach Mary Ma, we got to get out of here. But before we go, we do want to say thank you.
So Coach Mary Ma, just hang out in the green room if you can, and we will bring you back after this broadcast is over once we finish with our plant-based treat.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Yoga with Goga had traditional greens, papaya, and pineapple pieces. 15 points right there.
Go ahead on Yoga with Goga.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon, Coach Mary.
And now.
Well, we aren't fruit hoodlums, y'all. We aren't vigilant. What we say we aren't? Fruit hoodlums.
We're not vigilantes.
Vigilantes, that's it.
Mealtime Marines, Suffertown security guards. As Wally says, we are plate advisors, getting you to get fruits and vegetables in every spread. It's time for today's plant-based treat by Chef LaQuita Marie.
Getting you to eat more fruits and vegetables every day at every meal. And so, of course, this particular one is a popular one simply because of all of the fruits and vegetables right into the one dish. Is what Coach Mary Ma had for breakfast. It's my favorite food. The only difference is there's more than just apples in it. So here's some options for you with today's plant-based treat.
Outstanding oatmeal. Yum, yum, oats, yum.
This is a favorite breakfast combination. Oatmeal we make ours with almond milk. Just a couple of apples, a couple of bananas, and a handful of nuts. I've got pecans today, so there are 5 of us that I'm feeding, so I use about 2 cups of oats, 3 cups of almond milk, and a cup of water. You can do that as well. Cut the apples into cubes. Just take out the core. Apples are full of fiber. They also are full of flavonoids, which lower the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. I'm going to add all of our apples in.
Cover and cook on medium, 10 to 12 minutes.
Instead of cinnamon, I'm just going to add some nutmeg today. Nutmeg relieves pain and indigestion, strengthens cognitive function, detoxifies the body, boosts skin health, alleviates oral conditions, reduces insomnia, improves immune system, prevents leukemia, and improves circulation. I usually add about a half cup to 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Also, this is where I add the flax seeds. I add about 3 tablespoons. I did crush up the nuts and I added some cashews. Research has determined that certain fats common in nuts actually reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now we'll just add our bananas. Bananas have lectin and vitamin C, proven to reduce the risk of leukemia and other forms of cancer. We just add a few hemp seeds.
Hemp seeds have a high ratio of healthy fats, which may benefit skin diseases and provide relief from eczema.
I like how it was creamy, plus I really like bananas.
All right, EK, spinach, onions, tomatoes, lemon. Wow, that's 4 different things. So that's 20 points, 5 points for each one for your faves. And that's coming up for lunch, but with baked salmon. That's what we're talking about. Regardless of what else you're eating, get your fruits and vegetables in, right? And look, Gail at Night, Corey, is fighting. Well, it ain't her. It's actually David Hunt fighting with Gail at Night, talking about, I'm being discriminated against. But I'm not going to disrespect the moderator queen, Gail at Night.
Yes.
And Gail at Night is about to get him. She's like, who's getting you? Who's discriminating? Y'all, get your fruits and vegetables in. Become a Faves 100 hero like EKKA Media, just like Coach Mary Ma herself is in the background laughing there. Corey, how do we get out of here? Because, of course, we do need you all to text 757-231-3949. You're going to
text the home team to that number.
Text those words, the home team, to that number. Who are we going to say goodbye like today?
Well, we're going to say goodbye the way Snoop Dogg would say goodbye. Laquita, what did you put in that oatmeal?
Wait, the way Snoop Dogg would say goodbye.
Yeah, what did you put in that oatmeal?
6 bowls. I can't remember. 6 bowls, his back is hanging out in here. And
you put in these deuces.
You know what? Y'all, just make sure. I'm going to just say goodbye. That's all I can do. Deuces.